Hello, it is day 735 of my independent feature film, Gardener's Planet. I cannot believe I'm still making this movie. But we are making it, so here we go. And on it goes. Making and editing an independent feature film is a never-ending period of reflection where you look back on everything that you did right and wrong during your filmmaking journey. So one of the things that's really been bugging me as I've gone through the edit is my lighting, and I really wish some of the lighting I had done was better. In particular, I'm talking about the lighting on my close-ups. So a close-up is maybe one of the most important shots of all of them in terms of getting the emotion of the scene across to the audience. So I was the director, the producer and the cinematographer, and look, sometimes on set because of that things did just get rushed. And sometimes I was just more than happy, to put up a light and get on with the shooting of the scene. Now, don't get me wrong either. There are lots and lots of examples in the film of where I'm super proud of some shots. But then there are other ones where I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, wow, I really could and maybe should have done a better job on that. And I'm looking at you, Block 1 of shooting here in particular. So I wanted to see today if I could just create a really nice bit of lighting for a close-up and also do it within a short amount of time. So the lighting technique I want to look at today is an effect called split lighting, where you basically where you separate the actor's face into light and dark, and you're doing this mainly for dramatic effects, and it might be associated with a drama, I guess, but you actually see it in every kind of a genre, whether it's drama, comedy, a documentary style or whatever. The only thing that varies in all the genres is the amount of contrast between the light and dark that you see on either side of the face. And this should be cool because you rarely see black in independent films. You see a lot of dark blues, a lot of shades of grey, but to see actual black is very, very rare. And the reason it's rare is because it's so hard to achieve it. So let's see if we can try and achieve it now. How intense the contrast can we get on the face between light and dark? And yeah, come with me and let's improve our cinematography. Okay, so this is an image I found online that inspired me to do this episode on lighting. And this is an image from the Coen brothers 2016 movie Hail Caesar with cinematography by Roger Deakins. And I've always had this problem in the past where I put a light up on a softbox and in front of the actor and I light it up, and then I get the actor who is lit, but then problem is I also end up inadvertently lighting the background as well. So here Deakins has solved this by combining the key light and the backlight, and he's getting the key light forward / the backlight bouncing off a bounce card to the left of the actor there, and then bouncing back on the actor, and he's got some a negative fill there to the right of the actor. And that's really cool, and I kind of paused when I saw this and I thought, I need to copy this and I need to learn from this. So let's copy this and learn from it and see what we can take from it. Here we go. For this you will need a light, a bounce card, some negative fill and a camera. And here are the 3 shots I filmed. Here's the first one, filmed at 2.8, and this was really nice. This was really beautiful, and I'm really pleased with this shot. You got an incredibly high contrast that would be very appropriate for a drama. Really pleased with that. And then just closing down a little bit just to see what 3.8 looks like. The difference isn't quite as strong, and what you notice when you go on to the next shot, 5.6, you can see that the background gets a darker as well, you know, even as you close down. The face seems to keep a good amount of bright, but the darkness, but the background does get a lot darker. And there's all 3 shots just to compare them. And yeah, really pleased with these. This was done pretty quickly, but a really nice result. And obviously it helped that we were inside in the bedroom with controlled conditions, that we can get whatever we want. And then I did actually go outside as well to try and see what kind of effect I could get. And this was very challenging. And the main challenge was, as you can see, yes, we got blown over. So we had to move to another location. The challenges of filming outside. So here it was just a little bit more sheltered on the other side of the house. And let's see what kind of results we got. So you can see here immediately the contrast isn't almost there at all, and you wouldn't really know that there is any kind of light pointing at the far side of my face there. And just going from F9 I think to F10 and then to F12, and you can see there the amount of light that's coming in from the other side of the black, that we are actually getting rid of a lot of the black, but really I should have used one of my brighter lights and not the aperture 60D. Maybe I should have got the Godox 300 and put that in, just because when the aperture is battling against the sun, it doesn't really have a chance, and to bring a stronger light down would have made much higher contrast. But still an interesting exercise on what does and doesn't work. Okay, so that was fun. I think I learned a lot from doing that. It's so important just keeping practice on these little things that you can then use when you're jumping in onto various sets, because a close-up is something you always use. And like I say, you see that split lighting effect in just about every kind of genre. And maybe I'll be able to apply it in, you know, a future film production, and who knows, maybe you will as well. So there's definitely an art form to pulling off a nice close-up, and like I say, I am proud of loads of the close-ups that I did in Gardener's Planet, my independent feature film. I just wish I'd had a little bit more time on set to really try and develop my skills and make them as good as possible.
1, 2, 3,
I think
action.
this is probably the shot that I'm most proud of in terms of my close-ups. And here on the left you can see the shot itself, and there on the right you can actually see the making of it as well. And I'm really proud of this shot.
Cut there, nailed it.
And before I leave you, I am going to give you some tips and tricks on how to improve your footage if your lighting isn't 100% there. So here we have a scene with Connor talking to Michael, and you can see there are actually 3 layers of Connor here. And the reason there are 3 layers is because each of those is its own separate thing. So I've 1 layer for just the eyes, you can see. I've 1 layer for just the face, and then the main layer for the rest of the shot. So there's the eyes, because you always want the audience to be looking just at the eyes. There's the face, and you want them going towards that, and there's the main body. And you can see they are 3 different exposures as well. The top one is 0.3, then the face is 0.1, and then the main shot itself is on 0.0. So just a nice little subtle difference like that does make a big difference to guide the audience's eye into the character's eyes. And here is another example. This is a shot that was pointing up towards the sky, which is always difficult because the sky, even in Ireland, which is normally cloudy, is often quite bright. So again, I have 2 layers of our wonderful actor Sean here. The top layer is just Sean's body, and then the bottom layer is the rest of the shot. So the top layer is a little bit brighter on 1.6. No, the top layer is on 2, yeah, and the bottom layer is on 1.6. So the layer that's focused on Sean is brighter than the background, because that's what we want the audience to focus on. We want the audience to focus on Sean and not be overwhelmed by the high exposure that's coming from the sky. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on Gardener's Planet and more tips and tricks from the world of independent filmmaking.